family here is no longer a sad journey that was done on purpose. Believe the words I say here is the truth. Let's just pray it never happens to you. You knock on the door, you freeze in peril. You look around and there's nothing available. Panic, you scream, you run in circles. You knock on the door over. You look outside, the car's on the road. The police on the yard waiting in limbo. Your life is changing so fast, looking out the window. In just a moment and things will turn bad. Prepare for the next part, it's real sad. Loving downtown, they say hello sir, we need your daughter. I tell them no, they say you wanna, can run to us now. I tell them no way, go away, never come back. They answer with force and pin you down. They search all the rooms and look around. They find your baby girl, they tell me we got her. Now your family is torn apart, pleading your innocence from the start. Nobody listens, nobody cares. All you're left with is empty stairs. The house is empty, no love to be felt. They grabbed your baby, it's a feeling you never felt. You fight so hard to have her return. All they do is torture you, are feeling like burn. You do what they say, answer the question. They just keep telling you that you need lessons. You're not worthy of being a father. We don't want you to see your daughter. We don't know what you have done, but we'll say you're guilty, this has begun. We're not taking your heart, your soul. You'll be alone now as you grow old. You are on the way to die, no one will be there to cry. All by yourself, you can't do a thing. No one wants you around, no one believes. You did nothing wrong, you gave your best fight, there was nothing you could do. I'll always remember the lonely December. You took my heart out for nothing. There was no reason for what was done. No one listened, not a one. As I lay dying on this bed, my visions are you running through my head. I'm sorry for nothing, I didn't do enough. I thought about you always, I didn't do enough. One day I'll be with you again, living in a world that you are in. Maybe that time I'll do it right, I'll be able to say goodnight. But for now, this life is over, there will be no more pain. I won't miss you in shame, I don't have to play this game. The unfair life that I was living, it's no memory, hope you can be forgiven. I had it all once, they took it all away. So good night, sweet princess, pleasant dreams.
Childhood, growing and developing years of a person, this is meant to be a highly important time to create morals, fundamentals, and skills necessary to be a success. Instead, the trauma CPS creates in these young minds set a path of disaster, and statistics prove it. In nearly 90% of their cases, the trauma is unnecessary. Time is the one thing that can never be given back. CPS takes away moments in life that can't be replaced. The time just keeps going, doesn't mean a thing anymore. They left as children, and it's up to them when they come home if they know who you are. Each second away is time you will never get back, and keep getting older.
Studies are leading towards incarceration.
Now comes the honorable judge in the halls of justice.
where the Constitution will hold strong and your rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness will trample CPS for all they have done to your child.
The truth and corruption that's revealed to you is enough to make you sick. This is not America we were sold.
Children are being taken from families at the rate of one a minute. It needs to be stopped.
It's time to wake up and abolish CPS.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
We need to stop CPS and abolish CPS.com is leading the way. Join us.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to CPS Victims Hunting Justice. This is our Monday edition, and we are here hopefully with everybody in tow. For some of us, it was a tough little weekend. For others, it was a decent weekend. But hopefully, for all of you that are listening, you guys were able to get out of this unscathed this past weekend and no CPS dealings with. As usual, you can see right here, We've got the chat. Boom, right there. We'd love for you to interact with us in there. Brenda, Carrie, Danielle, all of you, good evening. So, yeah, chat in there. Like, share, click things, smash things, hand things off, do whatever you guys got to do to get us out in that algorithm a little bit better than we are. So we had a special guest for tonight, but he has had a family emergency, so he won't be able to join us. So I apologize for anybody that's anticipating his arrival, but we'll do the best we can to give you guys just as an entertaining of a show. So that being said, let's talk to, let's see who we got. Where's Miss Josie? Josie's on her way. Hell, well, it looks like we just got Vinny back here right now. I don't know where everybody went, but let's see what Vinny's got to say. Oh, here's Josie. Hey, Vinny. All right, let's hear from Josie first, and then we'll go to Vinny.
Hey,
but let's get all
my
three of us on
camera's
the
not
same
working
page.
again.
No, you still look good.
There you go, Joe.
I can't see
You're there.
myself.
That's because it's
You
just a
see
camera.
you.
You got to look at the phone too.
I know, but hold on. It's not working. What's going on?
Oh, God damn government.
Hold on. I'll come back and I'll come back. Hold on.
All right, Joseph, we'll be waiting here for you.
Sorry.
Joe, you need a tablet, girly.
No worries. It's Monday, baby. It's Monday.
Uh,
Yeah.
Cat's in the house.
Hey, Miss Cat.
All right, Cat. Hopefully, smash the light, Carrie says. Dang right. Smash that light. Hey, Vinny, here it comes. Ready? Yeah, that's good, right? Vinny, what do you think of the music type of movie?
I think it's really good.
What's your favorite song so far?
Well, I mean, I pointed out a bunch of shit. So I'm kind of in standby mode at the moment because payday is coming up Wednesday. I gotta
What
put
does
some
that
money
have to do with what
aside.
songs you like, Vinny?
What?
What does that have to do with the songs that I make? Do you like?
I like this one.
All right. Yeah, no, that's what I was asking you. I asked you what songs do you like off the list.
I haven't heard all of your other ones, but I do like this one a lot.
Oh yeah, I got a couple really new good ones. A couple really good ones that are new.
Did you see that? Did you see that song I sent you?
Which one was it? Can we play it?
It was on. I sent it to you on YouTube. It was on YouTube link, I think.
I'll tell you what, dude, it's hot in the studio today. It is.
It's hot out
Vinny,
completely. Anyways, it was fucking 82 degrees here.
there's no global warming.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Yeah, well, I like Windex in the can. But anyway, yeah, I got a couple new really good songs. I make these songs for other people too. So if you guys are interested and you guys need a song made for yourselves, email us at CPSV Hunting Justice, and maybe for a small donation, I can put you guys into a song yourselves. And just tell me what you want me to write about, and we can do that. I don't sit here and I don't advocate for making money for us and to help pay the way for the show and everything, but it would help. It would definitely help a little bit to make a couple extra bucks here and there, right, Vinny? Like to ease the burden of the monthly payments and things like that. I'm not looking to try to get rich, but I wouldn't mind just being able to help out, just cover the cost, Vinny. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for or I mean, $1 million check is fine too, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, my brother, we can all get on the same page and get this all
right.
taken care of.
That's what I'm saying. We can all agree to get along.
Right. Because if we can all demolish at one point together,
yeah.
Oh man, they wouldn't stand a chance with all of us coming at them at once.
I have it. Oh boy, Vinny.
Brenda said she likes all of them.
Oh, thank you, Rinda. So, Vinny, what do you say if we said like $3 a song and then $10 for the album? Think that's fair?
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, an album alone at the store, brand new. No matter if it's a music album or what, is gonna run you anywhere from $14 to $25.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And we'll pack these full. This thing
So
will be
I
packed
think that's
full.
pretty damn fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Because I probably have about 25 or 30 songs. I'm trying to put one on here because like a lot of the emphasis that I try to put on these songs too are the dads side of this. Because we
Yeah,
lose a
which
lot
you've
of this,
never
guys.
heard.
Like what's going on with the dads, right? Like we're losing that the dads are being isolated out of the families here. Whoops, sorry about that. We don't pay attention to the fact that when
Yes, we
domestic
are.
violence gets brought up, the first thing they do is look at the dad and say, "You're out of here," you know. And I mean, I'm sure that the domestic
Yep.
violence category takes up at least a third, if not, it's if it's not a third in its full. Excuse me, it's right or there on either side. Like the domestic violence and the amount of children, and first the fathers get taken out. You know, right, Carrie, and in custody cases too. Like the fathers are taken out and removed. And here's the thing: when you go into these classes, into these studies and all of this stuff, you're making yourself out to be the guilty party. You know what I mean? Don't hold that, don't keep that in your head and don't try to hold on to that because you're not. Make sure everybody knows that. So for instance, in my situation, they wanted me to go to domestic violence, right? But I'm like, no, there's no domestic violence. I'm scared of my own wife, period. And I'm not going to, there's no reason for me to go to domestic violence. So my counselor had said, well, Darren, they're going to teach you a lot of tools that you can use in regular life, learn about negotiation skills without flying off the, like a bunch of cool things that would definitely be useful for someone in their adult lives and to be able to use in, different things. So I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll have that. I'm going to do that. That's a good idea. But then it came along this
No, they don't.
a $10 a week payment. The $10 a week
This
payment.
cat, they don't. I'm proven fact to that. I never signed a contract with CPS whatsoever. I am not contracted with them at all. And I'm the victim in this entire case. Um, I've been scrutinized, belittled, made to look like a monster, um, been arrested, put in jail. Yeah, all the way down. Even Darren's been the same way.
Mm-hmm.
They scrutinized the both of us,
Mm-hmm.
and there's alienation going on his side, and I've seen it, and on my side as well.
Yeah. And like I was saying, they put that $10 tag on there, man, and that's you admitting. They said, "Oh, it's so that you have skin in the game." They say, and I'm like, "Skin in the game? I don't want no
Yep.
skin in the game. I didn't do any domestic violence, like so. There's no reason for me to pay this $10 thing." And they couldn't get it through their head. But in all reality, what they were trying to do was trap me. They were trying to trap me into this domestic violence situation that they were going to be able to use against me in court by saying that I was in domestic violence classes, I was accepting responsibility for my actions and all of that. And that's just these slide tricks that CPS pulls up, man. All right. Who we got back, Vinny? Anybody get back? All right, we got everybody in the house. All right, Josie, let's get back to you there, dear. And Herbert, you're in the waiting room here with us. Herbert, dear. Josie,
Hey,
what do you got going on, dear?
Herbert.
Yes, Herbert's here.
I need to know what happens. What would you have done if you found out that there was a domestic violence incident and there was no child, but you know that the child was in CPS that had to do with CPS? Is your protocol, would you have called CPS to say, hey, there was a domestic violence case or not?
Okay, you got to simplify that. You said a lot of words. See, I know you know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Okay,
So
okay. I'll give you the I'll give you the lowdown. So this weekend, I had Kaylee with me, my granddaughter with me at the weekend for the weekend. Okay, so what happened was Friday night, mom and dad, they're not together anymore, but mom and dad went to a club. And then they got drunk, they had fun, blah, blah, they rekindled a little bit their love, blah, blah, blah. And then the next morning they got into a fight.
Mom and dad got into a fight. Was there a child around?
No, I had the child. The child.
Okay, you had the child. Right, you had the child. Mom and dad got into a fight after getting drunk. Okay, got that.
Okay, so the next the next morning, dad was supposed to come get Kaylee, and I was like, and then he told me we got in a fight, and I said, okay, well, like, just you guys calm down. I'll keep her for an extra night, blah, blah, blah. Just like de-stress, decompress, like stop it. Is everybody okay? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, don't worry about Kaylee. I'll take care of her for another night. So she slept over again Saturday night. And then this morning, Naomi, my daughter, sees the baby Mondays and Tuesdays. Those are her days that she's allowed to see the baby. Well, then guess what? So I hurried because my tingling senses, grandma senses, was like, I bet you $1,000 CPS is going to show up. CPS
show up at your house? At your house?
Showed up at Naomi's apartment because I went and picked her up because I knew they were going to come. So I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna."
Naomi is who? The husband, husband and wife situation.
Naomi's my daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, is she the one that was fighting with the husband?
Yes.
Woo. Okay. Hey, Josie.
So
Josie.
Naomi was
everybody, time out. Ready? Let's just get all this into clarify so we don't waste any more time asking questions. Josie.
Yeah.
Name off all the players in the game here. So we got Naomi.
We got Ralph.
Your daughter.
We'll call Ralph the dad.
Ralph's the dad.
Okay. Yep. And then we got Kaylee, which is my granddaughter.
Okay. We got Naomi. Ralph. And Kaylee.
So, you know how we always say, don't let them enter into your house, right?
Yeah.
So, at 9 o'clock this morning, I was there at 8:30. At 9 o'clock, they came knocking, and then I was in Kaylee's bedroom, like dressing her up so we could go shopping and spend the day together. And then I came out, and they were both in Naomi's living room, and I was like, "What are you doing here? Please leave."
Wow, that's some scary business. You didn't know that they were coming either, did you?
No. Well, I kind of like suspected it. That's why I showed up at 8:30 because I was like, they're done at 9, so I knew they were going to show up. But I don't know why the cop. And then I asked them. I said, why you here? What happened? And they're like, there was an incident this weekend. I'm like, how did you know? And they said the cops phoned us. And I was like, why? There was no child.
Wow.
So I want to know, Herbert, what would you have done in that situation? Like, obviously they're flagged. Like, obviously, somehow. Right. What, like, how is that even possible? If there was no child, how did CPS find out?
Am I on?
Answer that for me?
Yes, you're on.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, but by the way, Darren, the way Josie was talking, that's atypical from when we go to a house and take a report. That's exactly how it comes in. She's a perfect example of how it comes in. That's why I talk the way I do and I listen the way I do. So I'm going to go back to it so I see if I understand it. You held on to you held on to a child, and the parents went out partying.
Yeah.
They came home. They had a fight. You suggested that you'll take their child over another night. Am I correct?
Yeah. I said
yeah.
Whatever. Is everybody safe?
Just let her know. Just a yes or no. Just confirming. So you're going to take the child another night. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. And where they were fighting was at their home, at their residence. Am I correct?
At the dad's residence, yes.
They're at the dad's residence. Very good. Okay. So you had the child, they're at the dad's residence, and they were fighting. And then the police showed up at their residence. There was no child there yet. Am I correct?
Yeah, like that part, I don't know exactly the details because I wasn't there, right? So I don't know like what happened.
But you did take the kid back to their house after the second night. Am I correct?
He came and picked her up on
Okay.
Sunday morning.
The kid went back. The kid went back to the house. You brought it. The dad picked it up. Whatever. The kid went back to the house. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. The neighbors called the police. But the neighbors knew that child was in the house. The neighbors did not know that you had the kid for 2 nights.
Right, maybe.
So with their fighting, I'm telling you what happened. With the fighting and all that was going on with them, the neighbors knew there's a child in the house. They didn't have a clue that Josie was taking care of that kid all the time.
Right.
That's how that went down.
But why? So why would the cops? Okay, so the cops. I don't know. Why would the cops call CPS? Because the CPS.
Why did the cop call CPS? That's up to the police. That's up to the police discretion, and based on what information they received. Obviously, they received a complaint of a lot of yelling and screaming and blah blah blah, and the complainant told the police that.
Okay, but obviously, like I don't know what happened with the police or whatever. If they talked to both of them, I have no clue. Like, I don't know. Why would the police call when they know that there was no child there?
No, you don't. No.
Because
the police doesn't.
Because when CPS came in and started questioning Naomi, which was almost like an interrogation for Naomi, where was the baby? Well, they knew the baby was not there. And then Naomi said the baby was with my mom. And I was like, yeah, she was with me. And then they're like, well, she's not even allowed to sleep at your house. And I'm like, excuse me? I don't have a restriction on with whether or not she sleeps at my house or not. What are you talking about? And then that's the whole thing. So she knew the baby was not there.
Okay, so it sounds discombobulated. So therefore, the police says, "Well, we'll get this all straightened out. We'll just call CPS and let them straighten it out." Because of the yelling and screaming and the arguing that was going on. If there was no yelling, no screaming, no arguing, there would be no CPS there. Think about it. There wouldn't have been no CPS. If they went out, had a good time, drank, went to sleep, made no noise, nothing, there would have been no police coming to the door. There would have been no police coming to the door.
But that's what I mean. Police has a protocol saying you have to call CPS.
No. It's discretionary.
Well, in the United States.
Yes. In the United States, it's discretionary. In Canada, you got to check yourself with your police there and see, is it mandatory that when they go to a call like that, they have to call CPS? And I'm going to believe that it is discretionary because when the police show up, they have to ask what's going on. And they may determine, there's no need for CPS. Actually, the neighbor could have, let's say they came home and they weren't fighting at all. But the neighbor is upset with them because they have a barking dog. And they know that they have the kids there, and the kids have been involved with CPS from time to time. So the neighbor calls on that. Mm. It's a nosy neighbor.
Right. But clearly the CPS said we got the tips from the police. That's why I was like,
of course they got it from the police because somebody called the police about the arguing going on.
Okay, and now they said, well, we're going to go back to court. We're going to make this go to court.
That's the whole CPS thing. That's the whole CPS thing. Now, watch this. If you would have taken care of that child for the third night, the police would have went to the house, there would have been no kid.
Right.
Now what they're going to do? They can't call CPS or nothing. There's no kid there. You have the kid. Where's your child? Oh, The child's with my auntie, with my friend, with my aunt, whatever. They can't take the kid. What are they gonna call CPS on? Two people arguing?
Right. I don't know.
Yeah. If dad didn't go pick up that kid and bring it home, then the police arrived. Okay? If he didn't do that, the police would have no reason to call CPS. And then it would have been on the neighbor calling Wolf. In actuality, it was that way because they were not there. When the husband and wife were fighting at night and the neighbors heard it, okay, the neighbors are under the assumption that child is at the house.
Right.
They didn't know you had the child. On day 2, dad picked up the child and brought it home. The police came out. So it appears that, or day 3, that it appears that the child was there.
She slept over Friday night, and he came and picked her up Sunday. Yeah.
Right. And when did the fighting start? What night?
It was
Friday night?
It was like the Friday night into the Saturday morning. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. All that yelling and screaming and everything else, and the neighbors knew the kids were there. The neighbors didn't know Jonesy picked up the kids. The neighbor did not know Jonesy picked up the kids.
Right.
So they were like, oh my God, those poor little kids, they're going through horror. And they called the police.
Yeah.
I read through that, and that was like a needle, that was a piece of cake. I read right through that.
Like a needle in a stack of needles, huh?
Yeah, but now they're gonna go. They're gonna go get the. See, this is what pisses me off. Now they're gonna go back to court and like try to do what? Like say that he was a violent man. You guys, and I even said it to her. I said, you've known this for 2 years. Like you put this baby into this father's arms. Like what? Like why are you interrogating Naomi right now? Like why? Why? You're looking for. I lost it. I was like, I can't believe it. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, really? You're not asking her how is she? She has a fucking black eye. You're not asking her. You're trying to be like, oh well, what happened? Yeah, where's this child? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I was pissed off. I had like mama mode on, and I was like, how dare you treat my daughter like that? Now you're trying to like manipulate her again. I was not happy. But I recorded everything. Everything.
Now, what they're going to do is they're going to go to court, and they're going to try to bring you into it to say that the kid was at your house when they were arguing. And it's going to sound phony. It's going to sound like they're making it up.
Right.
Because they're going to take the side of the neighbor. The neighbor don't even know if the kid was in the house or not.
Right.
You had the kid all the time. I believe you. But the court's going to look at that as an excuse.
I can easily prove that. I have TikToks and I was at the cottage. So like everybody at the cottage saw the baby.
You're going to have to bring the whole tribe in there because they're going to come in with that excuse. It sounds like an excuse. I believe you. But it sounds like they're making up an excuse and they're telling you, pretend you had the baby.
Okay, got it.
That's what they're going to do.
Okay.
And they're telling here's the sad part. They are telling the truth. The baby wasn't in the house.
Right.
And they were fighting, but the baby was not in the house.
Exactly.
But to their defense, they're going to try to say, oh, no. We gave the baby to Josie for 2 nights. And the judge is like, yeah, right. Because you're in a hot seat right now. You're making all this up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Beer's Day.
Okay, sounds good.
Actually, it's there for bickering and fighting and arguing in the house. They should have taken, since they didn't have the children and you had the kid, they should have did that outside in the car or at a park, not in the neighborhood. They blew it because they did that in the neighborhood where all the neighbors could hear them yelling and screaming. So they blew it.
Yeah.
Think about it. If they were yelling and screaming in a park, who's going to complain to the police or CPS? Nobody. Even if somebody complained that there's 2 people yelling in the park, and the police come, they're not going to know anything about CPS. They're going to be, what's the problem? Oh, we're just having an argument. And that's it. It's over with. Well, you're disturbing the peace. Stop it. You're disturbing the peace. So stop it. That's it. But the neighbors talked about the kid, and they argue like this all the time, and this goes on and on. Oh man, the neighbor gave the cops the lowdown.
Yeah, but they don't even live together. That's the thing. They just happened to go out on a Friday night. They were both at the same bar. They hooked up.
They don't have to live together. The neighbors know what's going on. The neighbors know the story.
Mm-hmm. Fuck my life.
So they put themselves in that situation.
Yeah, but now I need to protect this little girl because there's no way that she's fucking leaving again. There's no fucking way.
Okay, now let me get to the facts. Who is the little girl?
Kaylee, my granddaughter.
Okay, so that's your granddaughter. Okay, gotcha. So what CPS probably is going to try to do, Darren, you got to help me on this one. I think what CPS is going to try to do is put them with a different foster family.
Yep, I agree with that. 100%.
But that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. There's no fucking way. I like for the past like fucking 6 months, I have a relationship with her. Like there's no fucking way that you're going to eliminate me from this child's life. I'm the grandma.
Those two people screwed you with your granddaughter, because chances are CPS are going up. A lot of arguing, whatever. We're going to take this child out and put him with a different foster parent.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Oop, that one.
Carrie
asked, does the dad still have?
To you. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen, but the fact that they're going back to court, you said they gotta go back to court or something, right?
Wow, and I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna spend the rest of the day doing this while there's other children that need you? Like, come on.
So they have to go back to CPS. I can hear you, Vinny. So they have to go back to CPS court, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's a flip of a coin.
Monday, Wednesday, it's gonna be fast.
Yeah. Yes, it's a flip of a coin.
Yeah, it's usually 72 hours after.
Does the dad still have her under? Yeah, the dad and the mom have like joint custody. I don't know how you call it, but yeah.
So who has custody of your granddaughter?
They both kind of do.
That's in Canada, that.
So Naomi has her 2 times a week, and then he has her the rest of the time. He has her like the 5 days a week. Naomi has her 2.
That's the biological dad.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the biological dad was arguing with the foster parent, the woman.
No, that with the mom, the Kaylee's mom. So my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law. Like my daughter, not my daughter-in-law. So my son-in-law and my daughter, the 2 parents, hooked up again at a bar, and then this happened.
Okay, so the son-in-law was not supposed to be around the granddaughter.
No, they're allowed.
Yeah,
He has her 5 to 5. He has her and Naomi. They both have like shared custody of the baby now. But they don't live together. Yeah.
I get it. And then they had a big argument. I get it. And then the neighbors called, and then the police came, and the police referred the whole thing to CPS. And now in 72 hours, like Vinny said, they got to go back to court again.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a flip of a coin what's gonna go down in court.
Yeah, but I'm here. Hello, like she's like I'm here.
Yeah. So why are you not part of this? Why are you discounted from the equation?
Because they don't like me from the beginning. Mm-hmm. There is no reason. No reason. Like I even asked her in the recording. I was like, "Well, what do you have against me?" They're like, "We have nothing against you." Well, then,
Okay, wait. You used the they. Who is the they?
CPS.
Okay.
They have nothing against me. They just don't like me because I have a big mouth.
Then you just answered your own question. They don't like you because you're big mouth.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean that I'm not the best grandparent in the world or a best mom
No.
or
No, it doesn't
able
mean
to
that.
take care of her.
But they made a subjective decision based on your attitude. They're like, no, we're not going to give the kid to her.
That's not fair. That's not legal.
It's not
That's
fair.
not fucking
It's not
human
fair.
rights.
It's not fair, but guess what? It's subjective. And they'll draft everything up to make it look legal why we can't give the granddaughter to the grandmother. Actually, that's exactly what happened to my cousin. She can't get her grandmother because they don't like her.
Yeah, but
CPS
this
don't
is
like. CPS doesn't like my cousin because of her mouth. Guess what? She can't get the baby.
yeah, but that's what we need to. This is what the community needs to stick up for this. Like human right, NATO, United Nations has child protection laws that supersede that if the parents can't take care, well, and it's not even that the parents can take care of them. They were literally without the child. Like it shouldn't even be relevant. They did, like, if the child was there, Naomi would have left. They wouldn't have gotten in a fight. You know what I mean? Like this is like so irrelevant.
I understand your dismay. You got to find a way of kissing up the CPS. If you could kiss up the CPS, which is hard to do.
I can't. And even the fucking, even when I said, okay, you guys can leave now, you guys can take your reports and read them and do it, and we'll see you in court. And I was like, that one social worker that's there, like, we shouldn't even be talking to each other because she's part of the criminal court case that says that I made a death threat to her. It's like, why is she even there? Like, get out of my face.
She says that you're a threat to her.
Remember how I'm being charged with a criminal with saying a death threat?
Yes.
Well, she's one of the people that supposedly saw my death threat. Like she was part of this. Like why is she there? Like get out of my face. Like I already hate you. Like I don't even want to talk to you. Like you're a liar. Get out. Like, why is she there?
They always seem to do that too, though,
like,
Josie.
I'm sorry, I'm leaving. We will have this discussion elsewhere. Like, I was in the house. She should have said, like, I'm sorry, I'm the professional. We can't be here with you. We gotta leave. No, she was there and she antagonized my daughter and like, where were you? What happened? Where was your child? And I like shut my mouth up and I was like recording and I'm like watching this. Like. Ugh. Eventually, I'm just like, stop antagonizing my daughter. Like, oh, yeah. But the problem with kinship here is that CPS
There you
is the
have
one
it.
that
The dog has
the
spoken.
The kinship here is made by CPS. So the same people approve the adoption, approve the kinship care, approve this.
Huh.
I gotta put that up because that's for you, Josie.
I got banned from entering Canada trying to save my daughter from SA. I said Canadian laws some, and it's crazy. I wish I could find my resources. But the worst part is that I'm in Quebec. So now you have Canada law and then you have Quebec law, right? Like,
so
Yeah,
you said this Quebec has a law, and then Canada has a law.
yeah.
Okay, to me that sounds like in the States we have state laws, and then there's federal law.
Yeah, same here. Same shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So Josie, it sounds like you need to find the federal and state law regarding that.
And Josie's situation over
You gotta
there
go
is
back and look at it,
subjective.
Josie.
Say again, Herbert?
Now, I was saying to Vinny that in Josie's situation, you have a very subjective situation with that CPS worker.
Yeah.
It's subjective. It's not objective. They're being subjective with you. In other words, they're making rulings based on their feelings. Their rulings are based on their feelings. Okay.
Yes.
That's subjective. That's what that means. Objective means they have to make rulings based on A, B, C, or D. Do you fall into box A, B, C, or D? No feelings. In other words, I tell you what, in this case, this is where AI would come in handy for you. AI is not subjective. AI makes decisions objectively. It doesn't go by its feelings. There is no feelings in AI.
Right.
You could curse AI out, but if you could show them A, B, C, and D in this order, AI will make a decision for you. These people in CPS are not AI. They have feelings. So when they have their feelings hurt, they'll find a way of bending things to make it go their way, not your way.
Right.
So that's where AI would come in handy, because it just knows just facts. It goes based on facts. What's the fact? Here's the fact, and that's what it makes a decision on. See, fact is that child was not at the house when they were yelling and screaming.
Right.
Fact is that they were yelling and screaming, and the child was with you. So there was no need for CPS to be involved at all. And when the police arrived, if there were two new police from a different district arrived, they don't even know about a child. So obviously they knew about a child when they arrived to the house.
But that's
who told them about that child?
I think it's just that they're flagged. Like there must be something on the report.
Yeah, there may be, maybe something on the report that they has the police been to the house before with things dealing with them.
Yeah.
Okay, then there you go.
Can I
so
touch
that's
on that theory?
That's not a theory; it's a fact.
Can,
we need
can
to
I
talk
touch
on
on that theory, you two?
Yeah.
No. I gotta agree. They red flagged them, Josie. Once they've had some kind of connection with CPS, it's an automatic flag. It stays in their system up to 12 months unless it is closed between a certain time and certain time. Then it's fully closed out. But if it's been recent, it's an automatic red flag for them to come out and do what they got to do.
Well, let me try to expand on what you just said, Vinny. You said that 12 months. Guess what? 12 months for each incident. So let's say incident happened today. So we're talking September of 2025, but let's say in January another incident happens. Oh well, you got to stretch it out longer now. You see? So every time there's an incident, it might be 12 months.
Yeah. But
so they may be 3 or 4 years out already.
Right, like the incident, the incident when they stole the baby was like what now, like 20 months ago. So this was like 20 months. So whatever it wasn't, it's not in between another year, but at least 2 years, you can say. Oh man, I'm just like fucking. I cried all day, man. Right? I was like, oh my god, I can't let her go back to CPS. Like if she goes back to foster, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I think you got them there, Josie, because they have a statutory limit on things like that when it comes to CPS. So you may want to look into that and see what it says, because if they close your case out or her case out, then they're trying to reopen to take that kid again, and you can prove that, you got them.
They don't care.
I know they don't care, but think about it this way. We're all trying to do the same thing here. Me and Darren talked about it the other night, along with Herbert and whoever else was on the show. But we talked about it. if
They don't
all of
play
us
fair.
come and go at them at once, you know, we plan our attack, we make our attack and move together. We got them in a handbasket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I forget, I can't see who says, does your state have grandparents' right? They say we do, but there is none.
Okay, I can answer to that. Some states have grandparents' rights, some states do not.
Like here in Quebec, there's supposedly grandparents' right,
No.
but they don't. CPS doesn't follow the
Yeah, they're
grandparents'
supposed to
rights.
be here in Maine too. Yeah, Maine's supposed to have them too, and we don't. They don't even follow grandparents' rights here in Maine. Nope.
But does Maine have grandparents? Vinny, some states do not have grandparent rights. Only certain states have it. Does Maine have it?
Maine
We
definitely has
do.
grandparents' rights.
We do here.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, yes, it
100%.
does.
Okay.
100%.
Ah, man, fucking shit.
Jones, I feel bad because
Fucking shit.
I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you because everything was rolling smoothly, and why those two decided to get into an argument in the house is what blew it.
Yeah.
They should have argued in the car.
I know.
So
I just want to give you guys a quick.
Yeah, but like I understand, and that's my husband says the same
So-
thing. They fucked up, but I was like, I don't care about what they fucked up, but we're talking about my granddaughter's life. Like
I know.
I don't care. Like right now, all I care about is her safety and her life, man. I don't want her into the fucking foster system, like at all. Like fuck. She was not there. Like this is like no. Like you're not gonna take her away from me again. Like no.
So I would travel
So I just
the
wanna-
truth method. I would say that when they have their court date that go down, if you could go down with them, I would say see if you can go. No. Here's my other question: are you allowed to babysit your granddaughter?
Well, right now, like after like today, they told Naomi. They told Naomi they're like your mother's never gonna see her again. And then I was like, well, they can't say that. Where's it written that I can't see her? Like what the fuck? Like why are they saying that I can't see her? Like so
Before
I don't have a judgment saying that I can't see her. Like what the fuck?
Okay, no, before the argument, did you have the rights to see your granddaughter?
Yes.
Okay. I would just try to beg the plea that you were babysitting the granddaughter when they were arguing.
Yeah.
They do drive you crazy, Debbie. That is for certain. And Danielle, I agree with.
Yeah. And who really screwed you up was okay. I can't blame it on the nosy neighbors so much because they're trying to protect your granddaughter. They thinking by calling the police because they know there's a child in that house, and then whatever was being said, they were afraid that child was going to be hurt. That's why they called the police.
Not to interject here, but Danielle, I want you to tell everyone in the chat when you are going to have your son come home and how he is coming home. I just had to interrupt you guys.
The son was taken 4 states away. Wow.
Yep. Now listen to how he's coming home, and that will blow your mind.
Okay.
This
Thursday.
How long was he gone?
How's he getting home, Danielle?
I was waiting for how
Wait
he
for
was
him to
taken
say
away.
it.
You said how he was taken away.
Yeah, wait till you hear this.
Wait till you hear how he's coming home.
Well, first it was how he was taken away.
Yep. He's been gone for a little bit.
Okay, so I'm waiting for how he was taken away and how he's coming home.
But like Herbert, I cried all
He's
day.
typing, I
I
bet.
had her, and I was like, I cried, and she was looking at me, and I think it was and I'm crying. She's being all nice, and I'm like, do you know I love you? And you're like this most beautiful little girl ever. And I'm like crying, and I'm just like they can't take her away again.
Yeah, I understand. I totally get it. And whatever they were arguing about wasn't even worth it. Whatever they were arguing about was not worth it.
I know. Ralph called, and he was like, what's happening? He's like, I love her, and we're like, we all do. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know, kind of thing. And like, exactly, it was stupid. They shouldn't have even got together, got drunk, and did it again, you know. But like young love, sometimes you're stupid and you're naive, and they're like, well, we'll just have sex like good old days. And the next morning was like,
there you go.
They probably I don't even know what the fight was about. They probably fought about the fucking baby. I don't know. Like I have no clue. But it was like, exactly.
That's how he's getting home.
They're flying.
He's flying home, or he's being sent home by an ambulance, being sedated. What the hell is sedated?
They are flying him home on a plane.
How old is he? It is us going to get him, or what they're doing. Is an ambulance coming home sedated? It is what I mean.
Why is he being sedated?
Uh-oh. Can she come up?
Danielle,
can she
can
come
you come
on
up for a minute?
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier to discuss it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on, I'm working. Hold on, give me a minute. Bear with me. There you go, Danielle.
And you know what the worst part is? Is that I'm going to New York in like 9 days.
That's how they took him. They took him sedated in an ambulance.
Oh, they took him by ambulance sedated, but they're going to fly him back home. Okay.
Yep.
I would assume an adult is going to accompany this kid on the plane.
Don't always assume.
I'm just assuming that. But they also put kids on a plane, and the flight attendants watched them.
How old is the kid?
I think Danielle's going to come up, maybe. I hope.
It'd be a lot easier to talk to Danielle if she's on the show.
I'm waiting to see if she pops up.
But Josie, you're a perfect example. Perfect. Of what we go through.
Are you there?
What we go through.
Yep.
Oops. Can I hear? Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. Sorry if it's too loud, but my son, my mom died. My mom had guardianship with no CPS involved or anything over a decade, and then all of a sudden she passed away unexpectedly in 2022, and they took my aunt took my son, threw him to the state, told him he was an orphan, that he had no parents, and I'm right here the whole time, you know, and I didn't even know, like, she kept him from me, she lied about me, and this was September of 2022. Tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary of my mother's death. So So I lost my mom and my son all in a matter of a day. And I didn't find my son for 2 months. Well, they shipped him out to Texas. They sedated him, and he traveled in it. And my son is not a troubled child. He's not he don't act out. He's very chill. He's 19 now.
How old is your child? How
He's
old was he when
19,
they
17. He was 17. And he's autistic and ADHD, but he's verbal. He's more on the ADHD side. But when he was taken, like kidnapped practically from my parents' home, because I showed up to get him, and my aunt just that's a story right there. But anyhow, I lost my mom. I'm traumatized myself, and then I'm hearing my son holler, help.
Condolence to you about your mom. My condolence to you about your mom.
She, I got the memories, and she protected my son for over a decade. She provided for him what I couldn't at the time, so I thank my mom every day for that. And my son wouldn't be, my son, I'll tell you, he's a survivor, dude. Like, for him to go from, he regressed, because he didn't know what was going on. I've had to visit him over a video for the last he went into foster care. 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years that because I don't know how they left him with this aunt for like 2 months, and it was horrible. And he was like pale and what is it, dehydrated, and little, like he lost weight. I don't know, my aunt, I don't know why she hates me. Anyhow, I'm just, and she told him there was no family.
Son.
This is my
okay,
my biological son.
This is your son, right?
Yes.
Danielle, this
Yes.
is your son? Okay.
Yes.
What is your mom doing with your son?
In 2011, I had gotten some trouble, and I asked my family for help to take my kids to keep them out of the state's hands. Well, we went in front of the judge because I was going to be doing time. I was going to be down for about 3 years, and my mom and my family stepped up, and we went to court. I gave them guardianship, and we set it in place until either the kids were 18, that they would stay living with them, but I would be involved in their life I still had my rights. And the judge signed off, and it was left at that. There was no he said there's no reason for CPS to be involved. He left it up to me and the family to decide on all this. So when my mom passed away, I should have got my son. That's what my son, I automatically became his legal caregiver, and my aunt interfered, and she took my son because she don't want me in the picture. She wanted me away from my. That part of the story is a long story. But I was
does the guardianship paperwork say that once the person who's taking care of the kid is deceased, it goes back to the mom?
I automatically enter the the legal caregiving for my son at the time of my mother's death, and it's like that. Yes, but my aunt knew this but she just wanted me out of the.
Do you have a working relationship with your aunt? Hello, after Danielle.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose Danielle, Vinny?
3, 2, 1.
I just got kicked out. Well, just sign back up again. Danielle, just sign back in. Because I'm trying to understand if you had a working relationship with your aunt or not.
I think she was saying that she had one with her mom.
Yeah, it just kicked me out. That was weird.
Okay. My question to you is, do you have a good relationship with your aunt? Or are you guys at odds with each other?
Okay, so let me tell you now what the whole story. My aunt, we did. And over time, over a decade, I can't tell you what happened. Because I do have 3 kids. And I have a boy and 2 girls. My oldest is my son, and I have 2 daughters. My aunt has my daughter that she had guardianship. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I hear. Okay,
we can hear you.
That. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so my aunt has guardianship of my daughter, and this was her way of trying to get my son out of the picture because nobody, she I don't know why she did this to my child, but she wanted me out of the picture so she can get probably full custody of my daughter. because she didn't want. I mean, I'm fighting that right now with my girls.
Okay, so you don't have a good working relationship with your aunt.
No, but I do have other family that has helped me get my son home. I have an aunt and uncle that have stepped up, and I asked them for help to get my son back home because the lies and stuff that were told. I mean, by the time that I found where my son was, they were getting ready to like terminate me from my son altogether. I mean, he was out there as an orphan. I mean, and they told me nothing. And that's how much stuff my aunt told them that was lies. I mean, she told them that I abandoned my kids 10 years ago, which is a complete, absolute lie. I've been involved in my son's life since day one.
You and your aunt don't get along together.
No, I mean, it's on her part. I've not ever not got. This is something that she's all of a sudden hit me with over the last 5 years.
Your aunt don't get along with you.
No. She no. She. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I've tried. I've even did parenting class and tried to mediate with her. I completed parenting class for my daughter's sake to get visitation, but my son, I've always been in his life. I don't know why. I've changed. I got over my bad time in my life. I've changed. That was over a decade ago. And I proved that to the courts, everything. And I just don't know why it's alienation pretty much. She's isolated me. Like she just lied. I don't know why she would lie.
Amen.
But yeah, and she also told him that there's no other family to step up or willing or able to take my son, which is a complete absolute. That was a lie. And they did not even try to reach out. My aunt and uncle are helping me, and he's coming home.
That's the reason why that went down like that. But now your son will be coming home. Am I correct?
Yes. Oh yes. This Thursday. Yes.
And he's gonna be flown home. Is there gonna be an adult with him on the plane?
They're saying there's supposedly some behavior therapist with him or something. That's what they're saying. So I just know there will be somebody flying with him. If not, I will be going to get him. But they're making arrangements, and we were told Thursday morning. It should be maybe an hour, not even an hour flight, hour and a half flight.
What state to what state? Where is he coming from and going to?
League City, Texas. He's coming back to Atlanta, Georgia. So he's coming from League City, Texas. He's not seen his sisters in 2 years. He's not seen no other family but me and then my aunt and uncle. They helped me fight for him because they were going to take him from me. Like they were going to take, my son was fixing to be gone for good. And it's
That's
just weird. I was afraid of them going to trafficking my son. That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, that's going to be some adapting to.
He's been, the place he's been in it's a residential treatment facility. And why they sent him out there for placement when there was placement right here in Georgia, I'll handle that when he comes home. I'm just waiting for him to get on Georgia soil. That's all. I want my son safe with family, and then we're gonna take that. We're gonna attack that, because it's messed up. There's a bunch of you can't do this to kids, man. You can't do this to kids. When CPS has never been involved and everything was in order, how can these people that can lie and make these on whatever false information, like false statements, and they run with it? It gets old, and these families are being torn apart. Like there's no oversight nowhere. And I mean, Georgia just makes me like it's horrible. I mean, I've never had to deal with CPS because I asked my mom and my family for help, and that was the whole thing, to keep them out of the state's hands. And now my girls, because you got to think, my girls, I got 3 kids, so my girls are 17 and 16, and they've been with the guardian, and the same orders were like my son with my mom and me. And now my daughters, I'm going to juvenile court about them, and they've CPS never been involved. But now all of a sudden there's a guardian ad litem and everything that overseen my son. Because my son is an adult now, and he's been wanting to come home. So, and I just now heard that foster care was extended foster care, and it was all voluntary. So who was making the decision for him? Because he's been telling me he's wanting to come home. So somebody, I mean, it's my whole situation's messed up. It was all a money game, honestly. And I mean, because I can prove that too. And I mean, I don't want to put too much out there, until he gets home. But once he gets home, I'll love to talk. I'll talk any day. I promise. Just give me till Thursday, because I've got enough. I mean, how can you lie and go against things that are on paper and I have a fundamental right to raise my child, and how can you deny me that? That's my parental rights, my constitutional rights. I mean, and these courts just think they can make their own. Apparently, juvenile court can just do whatever, because in the county I'm dealing with, that's what because you got to think I'm also on felony probation in the same county that this went on in, and I've been on probation for over 15 or 14 years, and I've got 1 year left, and I'm in compliance. So they've seen me at my worst, they've seen me at my best. They know how I am about my children. I'm all about my kids. I've proved myself, and it's like a totally different ball game from criminal court. Like, family courts is so crazy, and I've never experienced this until my mother passed away.
Well, from what I understand,
and it's a
from what I understand, Child Protective Services is to help protect the child. So therefore, what do you think they feel the child was in danger, or something they felt they needed to protect
with my
the child?
son? Okay, so
Is Darren sleeping?
Okay, so now let me tell you, the removal. Okay, my son, this is where it really gets great. My aunt had my son, right? So after my mom died, she took him, and I found they removed him from my aunt's care after place. It's a big gray area right there, because they said that my daughter was special needs, and my daughter is not special needs, and they were overwhelmed, so they couldn't take care of him anymore. But yet there was no placement in Georgia for my son when he's got family right here. I'm here, my aunt and uncle. I mean, we're getting him home now. He's coming home now. So what was the problem back then? Just because somebody wants to lie, and that's how messed up it is that they can go by hearsay. When they didn't even do their job to reach out to these people, they are supposed to exhaust all reasonable efforts to and relatives. They could have prevented foster care if they did their job. And did what they were supposed to do. Yep. And I could prove that. But now my son's traumatized. My son's been attacked out there. My son, for some reason, I'll never understand this, but why they shave my son's butt, butt with a shaver,
Danielle,
a buzzer. Why?
Danielle.
It's horrible.
Danielle,
yeah.
Do you have the policy?
Yeah.
Do you have the policy on that one?
Yes, and I have it to where that's like a homo thing. Like, that's not supposed to be allowed. Like, that's not.
They're
not supposed to be doing that.
Can you send me that policy?
Yes, I will.
All right, cool.
Yeah, for the foster care, yeah, I got you. I'll get it. Because the Georgia manual, Texas manual, because they were, and you'll never believe this. For my son, the caseworker is giving us the runaround. So we go through the whole process: fingerprints, the hair follicle, the home assessment, and then they're talking about, all of a sudden they bring up ICPC. Well, I call the ICP.
Oh, we lost him. Well, Danielle, just send me whatever. We got to do last words, guys. We got to wrap this up.
Darren, have a good sleep. That's my last words.
You fell asleep. Herbert, last words for tonight. Herbert, last words?
Yep. Last words for Herbert is, for those of you who may be listening to this show, listening to Danielle and Jonesy about the situations they go through, you'll see that being part of the CPS system is no joke. Okay? You're going to go through hell and back with them. So that's why it's important to learn all you can about the CPS system in your state and avoid them. Avoid being a target of CPS. Go out of your way to not be a target of CPS so they don't enter your home.
And Ms.
Hey.
Josie, what's your actual last words?
I don't know. Just like I can't believe it. Like
Yeah.
like they will do whatever it takes. If they don't like you, they'll just keep like bashing and bashing just because they want a beautiful baby. But that's my beautiful baby, and no one's taking her.
You, Vinny?
Yeah, my last words are keep fighting, never give up. Always remember, you want to have that appeal protected so you can bring it to the Supreme Court.
Yes,
It's
sir, you
time we
can.
start combating these people with Title 1983 USC 241 and 242. Darren, last words for you?
Yes, sir. You know, it doesn't matter what state you're in. They are all just as evil, man. So no matter what state it is, if you keep researching and researching and researching, you're going to find a way to beat them. So just do your research, and it doesn't even matter if it's in a state like here where I've just found a ton of this information on this episode for Josie, which I'll send you after the show, Jose. We got this. So that's where I'm going to go with this one.
You're gonna go to bed.
Yeah, somewhere too. But
go to bed.
Yeah, maybe I will tonight.
Yeah, Dylan, go to bed. You're tired, my friend.
All right, guys.
Bye, Herbert.
Night, man.
Bye, Josie.
Bye. I'm the CPS Punisher.
Bye.
I'm out of here.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Violence that they demonstrate, instigating, penetrating the values of our country, and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you give me strength to find some love amongst the hate. Marching on the streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour, troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show, it stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we...
I don't know what the hell went on with that. But anyway, you guys have a good Monday night. Keep on keeping on. I'm going to get a hold of Josie because I just learned a whole bunch of stuff on this episode. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out, yo.